Hello everyone, this is Science Vines and you're watching the audiovisual chapter of Class 11th Biology. This is the second part of the Chapter 3 Plant Kingdom and we are starting off with the classes of algae. First is Chlorophyceae. The members of Chlorophyceae are commonly called green algae. The plant body may be unicellular, colonial or filamentous. They are usually grass green due to the dominance of pigments chlorophyll A and B. The pigments are localized in definite chloroplasts. The chloroplast may be discoid, plate-like, reticulate, cup-shaped, spiral, or ribbon-shaped in different species. Most of the members have one or more storage bodies called pyrenoids located in the chloroplast. Pyrenoids contain protein besides starch. Some algae may store food in the form of oil droplets. Green algae usually have a rigid cell wall made of an inner layer of cellulose and an outer layer of pectose. Vegetative reproduction usually takes place by fragmentation or by formation of different type of spores. Asexual reproduction is by flagellated zoospores produced in zoosporangia. The sexual reproduction shows considerable variation in the type and formation of sex cells, and it may be isogamous, anisogamous or oogamous. Some commonly found green algae are Chlamydomonas, Volvox, Eulothrix, Spirogyra and Chara. Second class is Phaeophyceae. The members of Phaeophyceae or brown algae are found primarily in marine habitats. They show great variation in size and form. They range from simple branched filamentous forms ectocarpus to profusely branched forms as represented by kelps, which may reach a height of 100 meters. They possess chlorophyll A, C, carotenoids and xanthophylls. They vary in color from olive green to various shades of brown depending upon the amount of xanthophyll pigment, fucoxanthin, present in them. Food is stored as complex carbohydrate, which may be in the form of a laminarin or mannitol. The vegetative cells have a cellulosic wall, usually covered on the outside by a gelatinous coating of algin. The protoplast contains, in addition to plastids, a centrally located vacuole and nucleus. The plant body is usually attached to the substratum by a holdfast and has a stalk. The stipe and leaf-like photosynthetic organ, the frond. Vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation. Asexual reproduction is brown algae is by biflagellate zoospores that are pear-shaped and have two unequal laterally attached flagella. Sexual reproduction may be isogamous, anisogamous or oogamous. Union of gametes may take place in water or within the oogonium or oogamous species. The gametes are pyriform or pear-shaped. The bear laterally attached flagella. The common forms are Ectocarpus, Dictyota, Laminaria, Sargassum and Fucus. Third class of algae is Rhodophyceae. The members of Rhodophyceae are commonly called red algae because of the predominance of red pigment or phycoerythrin in their body. Majority of the red algae are marine with greater concentrations found in warmer areas. They occur in both well-lighted regions close to the surface of water and also at great depths in oceans where relatively little light penetrates. The red thalli of most of the red algae are multicellular. Some of them have complex body organization. The food is stored as fluoridine starch, which is very similar to amylopectin and glycogen in structure. The red algae usually reproduce vegetatively by fragmentation. They reproduce asexually by non-motile spores and sexually by non-motile gametes. Sexual reproduction in oogamous and accompanied by complex post-fertilization developments. The common members are Polysiphonia, Porphyra, Gracilaria and Gelidium. Now let's look at the divisions of algae and their main characteristics. So technically we are looking at the different features in a table form. So if we talk about the chlorophyceae, the common name is green algae. Pigments are chlorophyll A and B. Food is stored in the form of starch. Cell wall is made of cellulose. Flagellar number and position of insertion is like 2 to 8 flagella, equal in size and apical position. Habitat is freshwater, brackish water, salt water. If we talk about Phaeophyceae, the common name is brown algae. Pigments are chlorophyll A, C and fucoxanthin, and the food is stored in the form of mannitol and laminarin. Cell wall is made of cellulose and algin. Flagella is 2, unequal in size and lateral position. Habitat is freshwater rare, brackish water and salt water. If we talk about the class Rhodophyceae, the common name is red algae. Major pigment is chlorophyll A and D along with phycoerythrin. Food is stored in the form of fluoridine starch. Cell wall is made of cellulose, pectin and polysulfate esters. Flagella is absent in this class. Habitat is freshwater some, brackish water and salt water most. Now let's talk about the bryophytes. Bryophytes include the various mosses and liverworts that are found commonly growing in most moist shaded areas in the hills. Let us look at the diagram of some examples of the bryophytes. Okay, so first is A, which is a female thallus of Markensia. Okay, so there is a gamma cups and rhizoids along with the archegoniophore, which differentiates as a female thallus. Okay, and the B diagram is the male thallus of the Markensia, which is consisting of the antheridiophore. Okay, so just to make sure and memorize this, remember the girls are beautiful. So the female thallus have a beautiful design shape of the archegoniophore. Okay, and the male thallus is little bit dizzy or some bad structure, so that is a antheridiophore and the male thallus of the Markensia. Just to remember, just to make sure you could easily remember which one is the male thallus and which one is the female thallus, not being sexist as though. So the C diagram is of the Funaria, and Funaria diagram is consisting of the sporophyte and the gametophyte structure. Both structures are together. So in the gametophyte there is main axis and the rhizoids along with the leaves. Okay, and the sporophyte is having a seta and capsule. Capsule is seated on the seta. Okay, now the D is a diagram of sphagnum gametophyte, which is having branches along with the archegonial branch. Remember the archegonial branch and antheridial branch very specifically, because it is very important which branch is the which. You have to make sure that memorize it properly. Okay, now bryophytes are also called amphibians of the plant kingdom because these plants can live in soil but are dependent on water for sexual reproduction. They usually occur in damp, humid, and shaded localities. They play an important role in plant succession on bare rocks or soil. The plant body of bryophytes is more differentiated than that of algae. It is thallus-like and prostrate or erect, and attached to the substratum by unicellular or multicellular rhizoids. They lack true roots, stem, or leaves. They may possess root-like, leaf-like, or stem-like structures. The main plant body of the bryophyte is haploid. It produces gametes, hence is called a gametophyte. The sex organs in the bryophytes are multicellular. The male sex organ is called antheridium. They produce biflagellate antherozoids, and the female sex organ called archegonium is flask shaped and produces a single egg. The antherozoids are released into water where they come in contact with the archegonium. An anthrozoid fuses with the egg to produce the zygote. Zygotes does not undergo reduction division immediately. They produce a multicellular body called a sporophyte. The sporophyte is not free living but attached to the photosynthetic gametophyte and derives nourishment from it. Some cells of the sporophyte undergo reduction division or meiosis to produce haploid spores. These spores germinate to produce gametophyte. Bryophytes in general are of little economic importance, but some mosses provide food for herbaceous mammals, birds, and other animals. Species of Sphagnum, a moss, provide peat that have long been used as a fuel and as packing material for transshipment of living material because of their capacity to hold water. Mosses, along with lichens, are the first organisms to colonize rocks and hence are of great ecological importance. They decompose rocks, making the substrate suitable for the growth of higher plants. Since mosses form dense mats on the soil, they reduce the impact of falling rain and prevents soil erosion. The bryophytes are divided into liverworts and mosses. So, first the liverwort. The liverworts grow usually in moist, shady habitats such as bank of streams, marshy ground, damp soil, bark of trees, and deep in the woods. The plant body of a liverwort is thalloid. Example, Markensia. The thallus is dorsiventral and closely appressed to the substrate. The leafy members have tiny leaf-like appendages in two rows of the stem-like structures. Asexual reproduction in liverworts takes place by fragmentation of thalli or by the formation of specialized structures called gamma or single gamma. Gamma are green, multicellular, asexual buds which develop in small receptacles called gamma cups located on the thalli. The gamma become detached from the parent body and germinate to form new individuals. During sexual reproduction, male and female sex organs are produced, either on the same or on different thalli. The sporophyte is differentiated into a foot, seta, and capsule. After meiosis, spores are produced within the capsule. These spores germinate to form free living gametophytes. Second is mosses. The predominant stage of the life cycle of the moss is the gametophyte, which consists of two stages. The first stage is the protonema stage, which develops directly from a spore. It is a creeping green branched and frequently filamentous stage. The second stage is the leafy stage, which develops from the secondary protonema as a lateral bud. They consist of upright, slender axis bearing spirally arranged leaves. They are attached to the soil through multicellular and branched rhizoids. This stage bears the sex organs. Vegetative reproduction in mosses is by fragmentation and budding in the secondary protonema. In sexual reproduction, the sex organs antheridia and archegonia are produced at the apex of the leafy shoots. After fertilization, the zygote develops into a sporophyte, consisting of a fruit, seta, and capsule. The sporophyte in mosses is more elaborate than that in liverworts. The capsule contains spores. Spores are formed after meiosis. The mosses have an elaborate mechanism of spore dispersal. Common examples of mosses are Funaria, Polytrichum, and Sphagnum. So here comes the end of the part 2, chapter 3, Plant Kingdom. To watch more such videos, do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss any video. And if you want us to create more such videos on any other book or subject, do mention in the comment section. Like and share the video to keep us motivated to create such content. Thank you for watching the video.